On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back at the new house. Porsche Palooza is over, and hopefully we get some AC going. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and like I said, we are back at the new shop, and as you can see, I've been out here with the bandsaw cutting up some Unistrut already. So that Unistrut is going to support the brackets for our mini splits, which I am basically ready to mount. So right over here, I'm gonna put a piece of Unistrut right there and a piece right there. And I wanted to use shallow, but we went ahead and brought it out so we could clear all the spray foam on the back there. And of course, we're going to do the same thing over here. Doesn't this toolbox look a lot bigger now that it's not in the old building? It goes almost to the ceiling and an entire section of the shop now. Anyway, the next AC will go directly over this window, and of course the Unistrut will step it out just far enough to clear all of that spray foam there. So those are the locations for our ductless air 2-ton mini split heat pumps. Today it's just hot enough outside that I would like just a hair of air conditioning and maybe some air circulation in here. And you know, 2 days from now it'll probably be freezing because it's Kansas. These things are going to be amazing. I'll set it to 74 degrees in auto, and when it's too hot it'll cool, and when it's too cold it'll heat. And that should take care of all of our HVAC needs. And we also need to get busy on the most important thing. You can't see anything in here once the sun goes down, and that's because we ain't got no lights. Look at those two junk LEDs. That was all they had in the whole shop. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did anything in here, because it's really like having a nightlight on when you're in here at night. So we need to get out the lighting project that Mass Project did for us. If you guys remember, he did the lighting study on the old building. That's how we got 1.1 million lumens in that shop, and we had perfectly even. Well, we have the same thing for this shop thanks to Mass Project. Again, I'll throw a link to their channel below. Huge shout out to them. He sent me over a PDF basically as soon as I bought this place. Was like, here's what you need. And we did exactly what he wanted. So we're gonna hang Unistrut, 4 runs of Unistrut down the shop, and I need to get up there and lay this out today. I need to know exactly where that Unistrut's gonna go. Then I need to go buy all the Unistrut because the electricians are gonna be here on Saturday, which I guess, you know, I wanted to have the ACs up. I think we'll have them hung today, but they will not be powered up until Saturday. Everything else for the ACs is right there, of course. We've got the whips, we've got the disconnects, and we've got tons and tons of conduit that I brought over from the other shop. Tons of wire. Hopefully that's enough to get this whole shop done. We've got literally 2 pipes of 500-foot rolls there. And all I know is after that, I still need a bunch more 1/2-inch conduit, and I need a bunch more Unistrut. I might even add another light. I think we planned on 20 lights, right? 5. And maybe I shouldn't add another light. I was thinking about making it 6 so there was no gaps between the lights basically, and then it would just be insanely bright in here. I might still do that. It's really, that's $600 extra. That's kind of a bunch, but in the long run, it might be worth it. We also have the switch for this. Somewhere around here, we have the light switch for the building. You know what, I'll save that because it's insanely cool. All of this will be dimming, and I'm pretty pumped about that. So today's plan, like I said, get the ACs mounted. We'll get the Unistrut on the wall, get the brackets up, get the inside unit hung. It just sits there for now. And then we'll drill a hole, run our line set out. So we gotta repeat that twice, get the outside electrical ready so the electricians can just stub some conduit out and be done. And figure out where our lights go. That's the plan. Those are, of course, the main hurdles that need knocked out before we can bring my lifts over here and stick them in. And we already have all of this laid out. We know where the lifts are going. We're just ready to get the lights in. Once I bring all that stuff over here, I think the electricians will be very upset because I'll pretty much cover the entire floor in here and they wouldn't be able to work. So that's why it's going down in that order. All right, back to work. Here's one bracket out of the box, ready to go. Let's hang some Unistrut. I'm trying to make some progress here on these AC brackets, but as you can see, these things are made for like 2 exterior screws on each side to hold this bracket to your wall. Well, unfortunately, I want to do it right for the shop and run monster bolts. These are 3/8 bolts that correspond to my 3/8 Unistrut nuts up there, and obviously the holes don't fit. Nothing really lines up, and also for some reason they don't want you to have the holes lined up on this. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a really poor mounting solution, and I kind of forgot about that from when we did the lake. Well, now I've got to punch out new holes with my unibits, so we're gonna do that right now. Enlarge some of the stock holes there, get those bolts in, and after that, well, hopefully we can get the other piece of Unistrut on and keep going. You can see I've got the laser out and everything, so they were equidistant and perfectly matched to the bracket, and then I went to mount the bracket. Nothing fits. It's literally the cheapest thing ever when you mount these. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why can't you at least build this to be mountable in an industrial location? Everyone's using them in their shops, and we're all mounting them on Unistrut, so it should be better. The spray foam cuts out nice though. You just take your pocket knife, give it a couple little back and forth sawing motions, and it cuts right through to the wood, and you mount your Unistrut. Good to go. There we go, guys. My favorite way to build things, that maybe 8-cent stamped metal bracket, is now held on by $20+ of hardcore hardware that could easily hold up a car. You know, if you're gonna do it right every time, and this is super sick. I can even get up here and I can still adjust the bracket till it's level, because I've got some leeway on both, especially once I loosen that bolt up. But yeah, 3/8 bolts, little unibit to punch the holes out and pull them over to where I need it. Because these holes aren't lined up, you actually have to, this is oversized one and pulled a hair that way on each side, but it sure works. No need for washers or anything. It's still got plenty of material around all of it, and she's set up. So I'm gonna get a level on it, and then we can set the unit on it and the inside of this one. Done, on to the next one. I'm so upset. I just hung the unit real quick just to see what it looks like, and the bracket isn't centered in the unit. Oh well, what can you do? Unfortunately, it's just staying like that forever, because if I move any of that, it'll obviously look horrible. Right now, it's nice and tight, so it's fine. Also, the line set's coming out of that side of the unit, so if I do leave it like that, it leaves me a lot of room to bring the line set over and out. So that's what we're gonna do today. We can hop up here, and I mean, this one's done, minus 4 wires and 2 lines. So here we go. Boom. There goes the warranty. They're voiding it right now. Do not remove. I'm kidding.
I just want the internet to know that I'm not tired.
You're not tired?
They always say, I guess not the internet, but they always say that I look tired in the video, and you should give me a day off.
Eric looks so tired. We haven't done any work in days.
I don't think I've been over in almost 2 weeks.
I know. We literally have been, I've been over here, but I've been out of Porshapalooza for 4 days. I was also at the lake house working.
Oh, you hung out.
I built all the IKEA stuff.
Did you build them?
No. I bought all the parts.
Rachel opened the box and was like,
nope.
This is a you?
It's a long project. It takes about 2 hours to build all that.
Did you order the tops?
I did. It's all on the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just making sure.
All right, there's the update on the lake house, guys. I was there this weekend, but unfortunately there's no video, because we're gonna show you a big update here in a week.
And I got the vanity, the granite top.
On the way?
I have it.
Oh.
I have the finished piece for the shower that they probably haven't seen. I got the butcher block island. I went and picked it up today, so I got to cut it tomorrow. So mine is putting in some. We're talking faucets. And
like 10 wires need connected. Basically, the outlet and the countertop.
Oh, we got a island outlet. Oven, which probably could be, I don't know if it could be direct wired or not. I don't know if we got that breaker.
Yeah, I think we do.
So we either have to plug or direct wire the oven.
Put one more box in that counter, run all the wires up to the lights above it.
Which, we just take a spade bit on the back and then drill right to the floor.
I mean, the wires are literally coiled underneath it, so it's like 5 minutes of work.
But I mean, if it had running water, like if I would have put a kitchen faucet in, I mean, you stayed there. Oh
yeah, it'd be perfect.
It's a house, I mean.
Perfect with a faucet.
Yeah, so I mean, it's almost, I have so many people that want to rent it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll rent it. I mean, last weekend at the lake, I don't know if because you were there Monday.
Yeah.
Or were you there Sunday evening?
Sunday, yeah.
They had a fishing tournament. They had another poker run. I mean, that place is just busy.
All year.
All year, I guess. So, I mean, that's a good thing. I guess we'll see how it goes.
Well, we got to get the shop ready for all year again. So that's one unit ready. Let's put the other one up right now. And this one is gonna be a little trickier because it changes the framing with this window. I might have to shave a little bit more of this foam off. I hope not. We're gonna try to leave it. But for now, let's start sticking up Unistrut. 2 tons each.
So 4 tons with this installation?
It should be.
I think it should be good.
It's
already like it holds very well in here.
Yeah, the temps are great in here, and once we get the insulated doors on, we'll be good. Anyway, guys, another one all done. As you can see, Unistrut up, unit mounted, ready to punch a hole and run a line set through there. So I am pretty pumped about that. Now, all of this is gonna kind of work out. So now outside we go to hang our disconnects and our whips, and then the rest of this is pretty simple from there. After I got the ACs up in the new shop last night, and they look pretty good, dare I say so myself. I just love cutting the foam and installing Unistrut in it. Like, how nice does that look? Super well finished out. Anyway, after I got that done, I went to Lowe's, and of course, first we made that entire water meter video. Then I went to Lowe's and did some shopping, and we are nowhere near what we need to finish this place. So that is 9 of the lights, and we need something like 20, possibly 24. I haven't decided yet. And then we also need 20 more sticks of half strut, which I've bought out Lowe's inventory twice now. They always have 2 sticks of half strut in stock. I don't get it. I need a ton of it. And then I bought a bunch more 1/2-inch conduit because I don't know how much we need. I assume it's a lot. So we are probably going to blow through conduit, getting all this up. With that said, I think I have enough here to do the entire ceiling run, but I don't have enough to do possibly like the lifts, the ACs, basically all the 220 circuits that need to go in the shop. So maybe more 1/2-inch conduit. I think we're good there for now. Obviously I gotta go get boxes, box connectors. I have all of that, but of course it's still all in storage and we haven't moved it. And it's probably easier to buy new ones than it is to go get all of it back out of storage. So the game plan for today is to drive all around the city, finding at least 11, possibly 15 more of these lights. You know, they're $100 each. It's kind of crazy, but it's what has to be done. And also 20 more sticks of half strut and probably a lot more Unistrut nuts. But first, we need to cut this one up into a bunch of tiny little strips that we're gonna use to mount the AC disconnects on the wall outside. So here's my disconnect and my whip out here on the unit. Obviously, the box needs to sit about right there. I'm gonna go ahead and yank that out with the hammer, and then we'll come back with self-tapping screws first to fill that and make sure it's sealed, and then to put our Unistrut pieces on and get our disconnects mounted. Well guys, I had one unit done and I was grabbing the Unistrut nuts to finish up my last one. And the last time I went to Lowe's, they had no 1/4-20 Unistrut nuts. So we did everything in 3/8. And then I bought another bag of 3/8 out of the box for 3/8 from Lowe's last night, and they were 1/4-20. Insane. So I had the holes drilled, I was ready to mount the box. It would have been like 5 more minutes to have this one finished up, totally wired, and now I'm headed back to Lowe's. Unfortunately, I don't have any 1/4-20 hardware here. I bought all 3/8 because that's what we were doing out here. Inside though, on those like LEDs, we're gonna do 1/4-20. So I'm not upset. I do need a bunch more 1/4-20. You really don't need 3/8 bolts holding up 5-pound LED fixtures, especially when you're putting like 3 nuts on the thing. So we'll use everything I bought, but unfortunately, the one thing I was trying to get knocked out real quick before the sun went down was this. So I guess we can pack this guy all up, throw everything back in the convenient holder, and put it all back inside. At least this one looks pretty. The other one looks less pretty because the spray foam pushed the metal out. Oh well, it'll work. Another $1,000 at Lowe's, and it looks like we've got nothing. But this is actually quite a few of the lights, 7 more of them, and 11 more pieces of Unistrut. Now I gotta unload. Hopefully I can get this pallet out. I did run over to storage and grab what I think is the box that's full of all my electrical stuff. I know this bucket is all the way to the top with electrical parts. So that might save me a few dollars. I sure hope. Anyway, I'm gonna try to lift this out by myself. I used the forklift to get it in. Wish I had 2 forklifts. Anyway, back to work. Now I'm back with the Unistrut nuts that we need to finish the ACs too, so I can get that done. There we go. I have thwarted the Lowe's trickery, and we have 2 ACs ready to rock. As soon as I put that there. Anyway, they look nice, twinned up just the way they should. And now it's time to move inside and start putting some Unistrut on this ceiling. Yeah, buddy. Love that. All right, on the ceiling, Unistrut, the first run is, they all should actually intersect the X's for the cable braces for the building. So the first one is 5 foot from the wall, the next one's 10 foot from that, the next one's 10 foot from that, and the next one is 5 foot from the wall again. So 10 foot in between the middle runs and 5 foot on the eaves there. And hopefully that's enough light to turn this thing into a grow room looking building. Just like the last place, I want an insane amount of light that's nearly blinding when you come in. That's why the floor is not matte, it's shiny, it's gonna wear down over time, and that takes away some of your light. And then the walls are white and the ceiling's white. It's gonna be very, very bright in here. And after that, we'll solve the acoustic problems and we'll shove the lifts in here, and this place will be ready to rock. I'm pretty excited just to have the ACs and heat running, because that solves all the problems. Today, it's perfect in here. Couldn't be better. Well guys, the Unistrut never came to fruition today. I thought we were gonna have half the Unistrut up, but there's a lot of stuff we actually need to do in preparation. It's not crazy, but you know, we have to figure out what bolts are gonna go all the way through the red iron in here and anchor the Unistrut up there. And I gotta make a couple more hardware store trips. I need a bunch of 1/2-inch hardware for my Unistrut fasteners that are gonna hold them together, hold them straight. So really, there's a lot of stuff that's gotta get done, and whatever happened in here today, that's gonna allow us to make sure we have future expansion capability here. The first piece of Unistrut is assembled and up in the ceiling. I gotta tell you, this took a lot longer than I thought. I have to take another piece of Unistrut and I clamp it across another 10-foot stick. That way I can make sure those are perfectly straight in the middle, and then I put a C-clamp where they connect, and then I tighten them with the impact, and we finally have one giant continuous piece of Unistrut. And hopefully there's no sag. It's time to put some bolts in there and get it mounted to the actual ceiling. So step 2, get it up there, and step 3, hang lights on it. All right, the first run is up. As you guys can see, there's Unistrut from one end to the other. Now I have to do that 3 more times, and unfortunately this used what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 sticks basically, right? It's a little shy of 6 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. Actually 8, because one's up there for my straight edge. But yeah, that's not enough to go very far. Off to clean out another Lowe's. I really hope there's enough Unistrut and lights in this city. Well, I'm back after hitting every single Lowe's in the city and buying all of the half strut they had and all of these contractor series LED lights. I have them all. It's kind of, that was a very Pokemon move there. I've collected them all, and we're getting some work done. You guys can see we've got almost all of the Unistrut up. We're right there on that strip. And here in a few minutes, we're actually moving along pretty quick. And after we get them all put together, we'll come back and shoot them up into the ceiling itself, and we'll be done. The electricians texted to say they'll be here at 7 a.m. tomorrow, which is ridiculous. I don't think they actually will. I think they'll be there tomorrow. But yeah, they said 7 a.m. We'll see what happens. But maybe by the end of the day, these will be covered in lights and we will finally be able to see in this shop. I'm excited about that. In fact, I was thinking about just hanging one light myself real quick on one of these Unistrut nuts and plugging it in on a Widowmaker so we could actually see while we're working. That would also be nice. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. We almost went all the way today. Eric said he was coming over at 6. I'm glad he didn't, because I actually spent a couple hours at Subway with my dad working on one of their toaster ovens, those Turbo Chef ovens. He fixes all of their stuff, their ovens and their cooling, you know, their refrigeration tables and all that stuff. And we spent a lot of time. We got that thing sorted out, but for some reason it went into this warm-up cycle, and then it sat there for like an hour while we waited on it. And we tried everything. Like, we were in the diag menu, everything checked out. We fixed the problem that we went there to fix, which was the door switches. Got those fixed, and that oven just kept saying warming up. And eventually we just gave up on it and had to come here and finish getting other work done. So that's what ended up taking up most of the day. Now it's like 9, and I definitely need, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours to finish up all the Unistrut in the ceiling. So even if we started it, we definitely would not be getting it done. And also, we still don't have enough. And my truck's full and we can't unload it.